So today we are going to be going over to a shop and to look at a Buick Encore. This vehicle is basically, from what I understand, a crank start stall situation. Now, from what the shop told me, they already looked and there's no power getting to the fuel pump, but we're not going to take what the shop says to 100%. We're going to go in and we're going to do our own diagnostics onto the vehicle. Anytime that a shop gives you information, keep it in the back of your mind, but don't take and start the diagnosis from where the shop stopped, because you could just be going back to the beginning anyway. So restart the whole diagnostic process from the beginning and work your way down until you get to a conclusion. So I'm going to head over to the shop right now and I'll bring you guys back when I get there.
So before we continue this video, I just want to remind everybody that if you are enjoying my content, to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all my newest videos that come out. Now let's get back to the video.
So we are now on to the vehicle. I haven't scanned it yet. We're going to go and scan it together. For this one, we're going to use the Phoenix Plus 2 from Top Don. Really liking the Phoenix Plus. It is a great scan tool. I go between the Phoenix Plus and my D8 right now. So we're just going to click on scan. And the reason I choose these two is because you have topology, which really does help. The thing with topology, though, is that if there's a network that's completely down, it's not going to see it. So we have to be careful with that, okay?
So what I mean by that is that if you see where it says CAN 614, if that whole network is down, it might not even show up on the topology. It might just show up as a blank where you would only see 3 networks instead of all 4.
So we're just going to go with a smart scan. If we click on system scan, it's going to check in all the systems onto the vehicle and make sure that's chassis control module, which is offline. So that might be the issue right here. So the the system scan is going to go and check all the systems onto the vehicle and see which ones are there and which ones aren't. BCM has 21 codes, but this is the main one I am worried about, which is the CCM. I'm pretty sure that the ECM is going to say that it can't see the CCM. There's going to be a bunch of these modules with codes that say it cannot see the CCM. So we're going to go and make sure that the CCM is actually online. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to check our powers. Number one, we're going to check our grounds, and we're going to check our comm lines leading up to it. There's codes in every single module, so we're just going to go. Never clear DTCs. The battery was dead on this, so I'm guessing we're going to have a lot of low voltage codes. All right. I gotta stop saying all right. I say last video I edited, I think I said it like 300 times. Okay, let's go through this. Vent control circuit, bus communication with fuel pump control module, which is your chassis control module. On this one, primary high-speed CAN configuration list, current, that's not good. Subnet, rear differential clutch control module. That was they had that one unplugged. Electronic control software calibration not programmed. In the rear differential clutch control module. Power steering control module. The EEPROM. Incorrect programming on the EEPROM also. Wow. Okay. Control module, high voltage, history. It's going to be a little bit loud, guys. I am in the shop, but I do have a mic, so hopefully it drowns out some of the noise. And that's what we're going to go with. So the main one we are going to focus on is going to be the fuel pump control module, which is this one, U0109. I already know what that code's going to say. So we're going to go straight to the back. They already have the panels taken off, so that's great. We got to check our powers, our grounds, and then we're going to check our comm lines leading up to that module and make sure everything is there. Okay. GM likes to use an in and out onto the control modules. Bring up the wiring diagram for everybody so you can see that. All right, so let's look at this real quick. We have battery. Then we have our GM LAN, which is going to be a blue. That's going to be our CAN high. Then we have a serial data communication enable, which should be a 12 volt. Then we have a fuel pressure sensor. I'm not worried about that. Fuel pump control, not worried about that right now. We want to make sure that the module is alive. High speed GM negative. Then we have a fuel pump control relay. Then we have ignition voltage on that one. Then we have a ground. So from what I want to check first is that we're going to check both ignition voltages and we're going to check our ground. From what I can tell, that's all that this one has. Let's go over here. Yes, so 2 ignitions and 1 ground, and we also have a fuel control module enabled, which should be a 12 volt. Then we have a low reference that comes out to our fuel pump, and then we have our fuel pump control. So let's get in here, check our powers and grounds at the fuel pump first, which is going to be pins 1, pins 21, and our ground. And then we're going to check our GM LAN after that. All right, so what we're going to do first is that we got to get this cover off because I want to test everything with it plugged in because I want to make sure that the module is not actually bringing down the signal. All right, so we're going to come in. We're just going to pull up on the red tab right here, and then we're going to push on this and pull up at the same time. All right, so after that, we're going to have to come in and remove the little tie wrap that's right here in order to actually take off the cover. Oh, they had a pair of scissors right next to me, so I'm just going to use that. Should be good enough to break a tie wrap, hopefully. There we go. So we're going to just remove the tie wrap now. Now from there, we have to take and we have to remove the cap. Now this one, let's see how this one comes off. There's a little clip onto the front from what I see, and then it's just going to pull off. Try to get you guys to do that. This one right here. So I'll just use my test light for that. So, okay, let me look at this connector a little bit closer. Seems to be wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Yeah, that's not it. Okay. Most of the time, it's just a little front tab over here that comes off, and then it pries up. So give me a moment. All right. So it's not that. There's tiny little tabs on the side here, which they're going to break if you try to take them off. This one, I snapped one side of it on this one. This side's still good, so it should still clip. But then on this side, we are okay, so we can reinstall. And then this clip actually does nothing at all. All right. So now we're going to go in and we're going to reinstall the connector. Just remember, I still have the key on in case anybody is wondering. So we're going to look at the wiring diagram again. We're going to get our power and ground wires, and we're going to see if we're missing a power or ground. So our first wire is going to be a red-green, so that's the one we're going to check. And at the same time, I guess we could take and look at the ground, which is going to be the black wire. All right. So we got a black and a red-green that's right next to each other. So we'll go like this. Okay. I think we're going to change up to this one. Yeah, might be a little bit easier. All right, so we're going to change this up a little bit. And I'm just going to use a different type of test light just for ease. Oh, look at that, guys. And they told me they had power. I got no power. None whatsoever on this. And that red-green, I'll give you guys a view of this, comes from a 15 amp fuse number 15, a 20 amp fuse. Okay, let's check the other one. Maybe we just got a bad ground on this. I don't think so. Is my light okay? Always test your tools. Let's check this with another tool first. We're going to ground this out. And I'll come in and I'll touch. I don't think that it's alive. Okay. And our next power wire, I'm going to show you guys that in a minute, is a violet green, which is a purple green. It should be down here. See if I can find that purple green, which is right there, which should be an ignition voltage. So let's just come down. So we're missing a main power feed, guys. And they told me that they had power. So they don't have power at that module. All right, so let's go see if we can locate that. Like I said, never trust what people tell you. All right, so we got to go take this battery wire that's right there. We're going to come all the way over, and it is underhood fuse box. And we are dealing with fuse 15, 20 amp, red, green, connector X2. Oh, you guys can't see that. So it's right here. All right, so that's what we are going to go look at right now. All right, so we had power in the back. Let's come up to the fuse. Check. We can see that my lights. You guys can see the ambient light from it. And I'll put it down here for everybody. Okay. There we go. Let's check the other side. And it lights. So there, that fuse is good, but that wire is not. So we're going to have to try and verify where that wire might be broken. It might even be underneath the fuse box. Okay. But let's look at the wiring diagram again and see if there's any splices anywhere. Because if there is, it might be there. Let's see. I don't think there was any splices. I think it was a direct line. And yeah, it's a direct line straight from the module. So we're going to have to take this guy out, flip it upside down, open up the back, and go check the underneath of this fuse box. And if not, we might have a wire that's broken somewhere in the harness. Now, it's for sure that wire is going to go all the way through and go through the vehicle. Okay, so it's going to go through the firewall up onto the inside of this vehicle. Now, I'm not seeing a connector. Let's go look at the OEM chassis control module. Let's go powertrain management, Buick. Give me a minute, guys. All right, so I brought up the OEM diagram just to make sure everything is good. And yeah, we see a just a straight B plus up to that module from this fuse. So either there's something wrong from the fuse box out, or there's a broken wire somewhere. And I gotta take off this fuse box to verify that. Not something I want to do, but I have no choice at this point. So the battery is going to have to come loose, and the fuse box is going to have to be taken out. So I'm going to get that done. The battery is pretty easy to get out. It's just two little bolts. Well, one bolt on one side. I basically just have to move everything over. I can probably get a booster pack instead of the battery in there. It'll be a little bit easier. I'll just throw the charger on that. Then we will take and verify the connection underneath this fuse box, because it's either going to be the connection underneath it, or it's going to be the fuse box itself. So that is my plan of attack. So I'm going to pause you guys. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get to all that. To get this one out, maybe I can come straight from here. Just take off this 3, pull up the top piece. Anyway, I'm going to think about it, and I'll get back to everybody. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a view of what I did. I didn't start over here like I said I was going to. I actually started at the back. So don't want to show anybody's faces. So what I did was that I came over, I looked at the harness, and I seen where the harness went. I seen the harness went this way. Oh, sorry. My hands are really shaky right now, guys. My harness went this way, all right, and it came up and it came over here. Now, I started to remove the plastics, and then I went up onto the front and I removed the lower plastic just to see if I could see anything. Now, I'm guessing I got lucky, or because visual inspections are very important. So what I did was that I came over here and I looked at the carpet, okay? And I want you guys to look very closely at this carpet. Whoop. What is that? That is green crusties. So I was like, there's no way. So this is, I just made this. I'm going to show you guys on the inside of this in a second, all right? But I seen that there was actually a hole right there. Now, I opened it up and I came in. Look at this, guys. Boom. We have a broken wire that is causing that. Look at all that corrosion in there. All right, so gonna have to fix this wire and then the car will start again. So I'm gonna fix this up. I'll bring you guys back. We'll see that we have communication. This is the importance of actually doing a diagnostic and not just throwing a part at a car because you don't see a module. All right, this is a broken wire. The modules are still $150 plus a diagnostic time and everything. So we're gonna go ahead, fix this wire, and I'll bring everybody back. So the wiring is repaired. There is an air wire that does have to be repaired also. I'm gonna let them know, see if they want me to fix it or not, or they're gonna do it themselves. We'll see. I went through and I checked all the other wiring in here, and I did not see another wire that was broken. So that should be that. Just come over here. The key is on. All right. Let's see if now we have communication. All right. Now we're gonna just come back. We're gonna do another smart scan. And we should have communication with this module now, and we do. All right, so now this vehicle will start. Ooh, heated steering wheel's on this. Like I said, there's still a lot of codes on this vehicle, but remember what I said. Always do your proper diagnostics and don't go off what other people are telling you. So we're gonna go report. We're gonna go okay. So this is the second one. So we're gonna go okay. And now we should see that we have communication with the engine control module. Should be in history, and it's not, so we're just gonna cycle this off, cycle it back on. Now hopefully there's nothing else, but for right now we do have a broken wire. We do have communication with our CCM, so we're going to come into the engine real quick. We're going to enter. It is a transmission automatic. We'll say we're not there, doesn't really matter for what we need. Read DTCs, DTC display, and we should have one in history now, or not even there. Evaporative and lost communication, passed and failed, passed and failed. So we're just going to clear these DTCs. There it is. Oh, do I have it unplugged? No, I do not. So we're going to clear DTCs. We're going to, yes. We're going to cycle the ignition off again, and we're going to see what is going to come back. I just cycled the ignition. All right. We're going to come back. We're going to go DTC display. And we have nothing into the PCM. So now the vehicle now starts. So that is it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.